Well, hello, everybody. Mac here, along with Cheryl, Finn, Tim, and Judy. Welcome you all to our fall wellness tips and how to stay healthy in this season of autumn and the metal element. Before we get started, I just want to, again, welcome everybody to the call. We've just passed through the Mid-Autumn Festival, and a lot of my Asian friends have been posting pictures in the moon cakes and the wonderful things going on for Autumn Festival, which, by the way, is all about gratitude and coming together as a group and being together as family, which is kind of what I like about this call. The other thing that we will talk about later during the month is October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, obviously a very big topic. We will be dealing with it later on, but just wanted to acknowledge that that's something else that's going on this month. One of the things before we get started, as we normally do, is I found this from last year, and it was just a great reminder to me of where many of us was. I was right there last year when we were all down in Midlothian, Texas, if you will, just east of Dallas, where the brand new Sunrider facility was just coming online this time last year. And I don't want to go into any great detail here. What I can say to everybody is Dallas is fully operational. We're seeing more and more of our favorite products coming back every month. And our hope is that in the month of October here in the United States and around the world, we'll see many of our favorites come back, with the months of November and December being even better. So for those of you that were with us in Texas last year, there's a little photo, and hopefully we can all get back there again real soon. Before we get started on our normal presentation here, I just wanted to remind everybody that we are going to be talking about Sunrider Foods, so that none of the information provided in this presentation is intended to represent a diagnosis or cure of any illness or disease. Sunrider, brand new people that might be listening to this for the first time. Sunrider's been around for over 40 years, which is just unheard of in our industry, truly showing longevity. With the addition in the manufacturing of the new manufacturing facility in Texas, Sunrider is going to be around for another 40 and another 40 after that. So again, a great future ahead of us. For those of us that love the idea of an international business opportunity, Sunrider operates in over 50 countries around the world, allowing all of us at any rank to have an international business. Sunrider internally handles all of the research, development, and manufacturing of all of its products. And folks, that's so important. I'm going to go back and repeat that again. There are very few companies in our industry that truly handle 100% of all the research, development, and manufacturing of our foods. We do not hand off a recipe to a third party and say, go make this for us. Sunrider manufactures everything in-house, allowing us to control everything from the field all the way through the final packaging of over 400 of what I feel are the world's finest health, wellness, and beauty products. Everything from whole food nutritional foods to cleansing beverages to weight management to sports and fitness to green household and all natural skincare and cosmetics. So with that said, Dolphin, if I may turn the stage over to you, tell us what makes these products so incredible about our philosophy of regeneration.
Thanks, Mac. Yeah, philosophy of regeneration dates back thousands of years. It's a part of traditional Chinese medicine. It's all about finding balance. So that yin-yang symbol that we're all familiar with, the yin represents the nourishment, the yang represents cleansing, and again, it's all about balance. So when we give our body the right tools, the body can find its own homeostasis or its own balance. So there's four main points to ensuring that this regening, creating a healthy cell can occur. One is you have to work with whole foods. We don't want to use chemicals. We don't want to use isolate, vitamins, minerals. So Sunrider uses 100% whole foods. Every single product, all 400 products essentially are in their whole food state. Number two is variety. So our bodies are extremely adaptable. So there's no such thing as one magic pill or one magic plant. We need variety, and Dr. Chen knows that. He works with over 10,000 varieties of plants in making these special products. Number three is concentration. So I remember Dr. Chen talking decades ago about how our regular food, commercial farming, all that kind of stuff is really depleting our food sources. So even when, we might go to the grocery store and choose healthier products, healthier foods, the nutritional content of that food is very questionable. So having concentrated nutrition is absolutely key. You have to eat enough to make a difference where your body can actually feel a difference. So again, Dr. Chen ensures that by making sure that he concentrates a minimum of 7 to 10 pounds. Some of the formulas up to 40 pounds down to 1 pound of concentrated product. It's just phenomenal. And then finally, and to me, the most important part of this philosophy is Dr. Chen himself, the formulation. So as Max said, Sunrider creates, makes, manufactures 100% of these products. And Dr. Chen grew up with traditional Chinese medicine, grew up with using these herbs. So it's really part of his heritage. And then he just took it to a whole nother level of clinical studies, making sure that at a clinical level, the products that he uses, he knows which part of each plant, maybe the stem of this and the root of that. He knows which parts of the plants work synergistically together to regene or to create healthy cells. So there's other companies that have tried to copy some of the Sunrider foods, and they always fail because it's not just about the ingredients, it's how they're put together, it's how they're concentrated. And that is what makes Sunrider so extremely unique and special. And we can tell just by using the products, we can feel the difference in our bodies. So talking about traditional Chinese medicine, as you know, these calls, we focus each quarter or each season on diving a little deeper into these philosophies. So we're now in autumn, and I'm going to turn this over to Tim to just briefly talk about what really is traditional Chinese medicine and around the fall season.
Well, thank you, Finn. That was well presented, I got to say. And such a pleasure to be here. Hello, everyone. I had some fun and was having a look at the traditional Chinese medicine world.org site and our tcmworld.org site. And they have a wonderful description of the universal theory woven into Chinese culture and on the uniqueness of the 5-element theory and why it's such a great benefit to us as by being such an incredible tool so we can take inventory day by day and as we move along through day by day and through the seasons. The universal theory woven into Chinese culture. TCM's 5-element framework is ancient and universal in what it embodies. The 5 elements are deeply woven into the fabric of Chinese culture. In fact, 5-element theory is the foundation of Chinese disciplines such as feng shui and martial arts and the I Ching. The Book of Change is a text also universal in its understanding and representation of the balance of opposites and the processes of unfolding events and change. That's what Finn was talking about. The comprehensive template reflecting the nature's law of which we are integrally connected to. The 5 elements are a comprehensive template that organizes all natural phenomena into 5 master groups of patterns in nature. Each of the 5 groups, wood, fire, earth, metal, and water, include categories such as the season, a direction, a climate, stage of growth and development, internal organ, body tissue, emotion, aspect of the soul, taste, color, and sound, one of my favorites. We're all vibration after all. The categories are seemingly limitless. The 5 elements reflect a deep understanding of natural law, the universal order underlying all things in our world and within ourselves. So we can see the correlation between where we live and how we embody our harmony with, whether we're being in harmony or not being in harmony. It provides a master blueprint that diagrams how nature interacts with the body and how the different dimensions of our being impact each other. When studying the 5-element framework, it is important to emphasize that this multi-dimensional view of life offers a diagnostic framework to recognize where imbalances, body, mind, and emotions in the spirit lie. The 5 elements include the internal organs and the interconnected relationships between them. And I love this slide that we have going on right here, which shows us a cycle of regeneration, which is what we do in Sunrider. But those little that little pentagon kind of shape shows us where we may have imbalances, and those are places where we need to focus. And I'm not going to get specific about that right now, but what is going to get specific about the season we're in right now, the metal season, is Judy. And Judy's going to lay a little bit on us and enlighten us, Judy. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Tim. That's a tough act to follow, so I'll do my best. One thing that we can be certain of is the big wheel keeps on rolling. And so we can either choose to enjoy the ride by making healthier choices, or we risk the inevitability of being rolled over if we don't give attention to our body's needs. So in the 5-element theory, as has been explained very well, there are 5 different seasons in which nature is related to these 5 elements. And so I don't think many of us need to be told that autumn is upon us, right? We're all aware of that. The official calendar date was September 21st, but of course that varies with where we live and our environment, as Tim explained to us. So autumn is such an important month because it's a month of transition. Just like we had spring, we have autumn, which gets us from summer to winter. And it's so important, in fact, it's divided into 2 separate sections. The first shorter one is late summer, or it's often referred to as Indian summer. And it's short, maybe 2 to 3 weeks. And that, again, depends on your area. So for some of us, perhaps we zoomed right on by it, but it deserves our attention because it is the element earth, and that is the core element of the body. When we are earthy or grounded, then we have our roots deep into our core values and system, and that's how we function the best. So the meridians involve the organs. The most important organs in late summer are the stomach, the spleen, and the pancreas. So we want to realize that all of those 3 organs are right in the center, again, the core, the earth element. So we want to give attention to these as we go into autumn. So we're going to focus more on autumn, which is the metal element, has been shared. So this vital element is associated with communication and workings of the mind, which this involves a positive self-image and being happy. And that's in caring for yourself and others. The metal element rules the lungs and large intestine. These 2 organs are on the same meridian and they work as a team. So if you have an imbalance on one, it's going to affect the other. So if our lungs are congested and all, we need to, could be the large intestine isn't doing its job, or vice versa in a way. So let's remember the connection there. So the lungs bring in the life sustaining oxygen, while the large intestine processes nutrition and discards the waste. But both must be in balance to produce health. The lung meridian opens to the nose, and that is considered the sense organ of this particular element. And it is the doorway to the lungs. The emotion associated with the metal element is grief, and then worry comes into the Indian summer one. So both are associated with the autumn season. So the taste is pungent, and the skin and the hair are the tissue in which the imbalances or the health will show up. And a quick reminder, we have skin lining the inside of our nose, our entire digestive tract. We have an internal skin, and we also have internal little hairs, especially on the large intestine walls. So skin and hair, both what can be seen and what we don't see. So that is where we're looking to for also health indications. So remember that health begins with becoming aware of your energy and its balance, what you take in and what you put out. Now, since this is so important, how can we get concentrated nutrition that's clean and very potent? Cheryl, can you help us with some products that are going to facilitate these aspects for our health during autumn?
Thank you so much, Judy. I always love your presentations. They're so fun. Anyway, I get to talk about some of my very favorite foods here. The first one I want to talk about is our foundation formula, which is our New Plus. And it's a whole food loaded with goodness, highly concentrated powerhouse powder. And it's filled with all kinds of essential micronutrients, vitamins, probiotics, amino acids, omega-3s, bioflavonoids, and antioxidants. And it all comes in these handy little beautiful flavors, so you never get bored. We have Simply Herbs, we have apple cinnamon, we have naturally plain, we have mixed berry, we have peanut banana, we have original. So there's many different flavors. And the convenient thing about them is they're in these little packs that you can put in your pocket, so you can take them to your sports. You can take them on a plane. You can give them to your children in their lunchbox. You just open it. You can eat it right out of the pack. So they're fun, they're delicious, and very nutritious. And then we have our Fibertone. Now, Fibertone is our highly concentrated blend of soluble and insoluble fiber. And what it does is it keeps our digestive system running smoothly. So our metabolism and our weight management systems, they're always affected by how our digestive system is working. And so the Fibertone works on those systems as well. It has 50% more fiber than oatmeal, and it has the psyllium seed and flax seeds, which combine, they cleanse the system, they reduce your appetite, and they keep your cholesterol levels in check. So a very important product to keep everything on the move. And then we have our Assimilate. And this is one of my very favorite products because it has so many fantastic uses. It's one of the formulas in our quinary that addresses the digestive system. It comfortably and efficiently nourishes with complex herbs so that your stomach settles down, your digestive system works, as I said, smoothly. And if you have any kind of issues going on with your stomach or digestion, if you just open a couple of the capsules either in your mouth, and they taste yummy, almost like cinnamon, it works immediately. Or you can just take the capsules on a regular basis. And I know in the past I've had so many digestive problems, and Assimilate has been my answer. And my nieces and nephews, whenever they have anything going on with their stomach, they always say, could we have some AD Cali tea? Because they know it works, and it works beautifully. And then another one of my very favorite products is our Vitadophilus. Now, this is a very unique probiotic. It has billions of friendly bacteria, but in a lot of formulas, by the time it gets to your stomach, the acid in your stomach destroys it. So you don't get all that you need. But Dr. Chen, in his wisdom, he coats ours with apopectin. And apopectin allows all those friendly bacteria to get where they need to go to do their job. So having our New Plus, our Fibertone, and Assimilate, and Vitadophilus working together as a team just create a beautiful digestive system where we feel comfortable all day long. And then Conco, which for this season right now, we need to be thinking about our lungs. And Conco is our formula from the quinary, the 5 systems in the quinary, that does feed the respiratory system. And so it's also a concentrated food product, and it nourishes the lungs and respiratory system so that we breathe better, so that our respiratory system can handle all those little bugs that are going to be around in the next little while if they're not already here. So this is a great team to keep our metal element in check. So I'm going to pass it on over to Matt.
Actually, to Judy. She's going to talk to us a little bit about some table foods.
Well, here I am again. And my favorite topic always is food. And I think we don't need to be told too much about this because it's kind of what occurs naturally. Have you found yourself kind of thinking about soup or something else, and not as eager to have that ice cold frosty smoothie, but maybe a little bit not so cold and frosty? Have you kind of foregone the watermelon and gone more to a roasted vegetable? Crossed your mind? I had a baked potato for the first time in months recently. So it's what occurs naturally for us. So we're putting away the cold of summer to try to balance out the heat. And we're kind of leaning more towards the end of the harvest. Autumn is harvest time. We have such a bounty, but there's going to be warm days in autumn, and we might tend more to a salad, say. But maybe we're going to put roasted vegetables on top of it. And maybe we are going to get our clue from the outdoors and realize it's not as much about the greens showing, but it's about the roots. And all the root vegetables make wonderful roasting or soups or things like that. So it's going to occur naturally in whatever area you're in. Be sure and go to the farmer's market. What is available is what you should be eating there, not necessarily somewhat in the grocery store, but not always. So it's what's available in your area, and just gravitate. And as we get deeper into fall, we're going to start eating the thicker squashes like pumpkin and the acorn and butternut, the things that are tough to cut, but are delicious to eat. There's nuts and seeds. And I don't think I mentioned before on the metal element that white is the color. Wow, white? Turnips, daikon radish. There's a number of white things. So try to think parsnips, right? Parsnips are an amazing addition to a mashed potato thing or a casserole. They just blend so well together. And mix them with your carrots. It's the rich city parsnip comes to town to visit the country carrot. So think of including that and making it a part. Nuts, seeds, garlic. We want to include garlic. Yay! Be sure everyone eats it, and that has wonderful antiviral. It's good for your blood, good for the sinuses. Remember, we want our nose passages clean, and it'll fight the bugs that Cheryl was talking about. So all these things go into making a delightful fall menu. And a good way is combination. I recently came across a wonderful salad that had delicata squash. So you roast the squash and then you mix it with the greens and some different nuts and seeds. Also, my daughter found this recipe, and it's a fabulous chili. I can eat it cold or warm, and it is so delicious. We call it boy howdy, because boy howdy is that chili good. So I'm hoping, hold me to it, I'm going to post both of those two recipes on our Facebook page, because the more ideas we have and the more we share, the healthier we're going to be. And we're not going to get bored. We're not going to reach for the same thing over and over and feel like, oh, this being healthy is boring. The world is going to open up to us with all these flavors. So enjoy your fall, enjoy what you eat. And it also, in autumn, we have opportunities for other things and other focus. I think Finn is going to talk to us next. If not Finn, then it's Tim is going to give us some more enlightening. I'm not sure who's next. I apologize.
It's me.
It is.
Oh, yay, Tim. Okay,
That was great. Boy,
Go
howdy.
for it.
Boy,
Yay.
howdy. I think that's where we're going. We need boy, howdy for the emotions in our seasons. And when we nourish ourselves well, we tend to have better thoughts. We don't have grieving thoughts. The emotion that we tend to associate with autumn is grief. And we want to be able to listen. It's not that we want to stay grieving all the time. That's not the intention. It's just recognizing when we do. And because our large intestine lungs are taking a little bit of a shot, we want to be able to support them in the best way we can. And Judy, that was just a great. Boy, howdy, I'm in like crazy. And the other thing that's kind of interesting to recognize is that the large intestine lungs, or the large intestine per se, particularly, and correct me if I'm wrong, anybody, but it's the master organ of your brain. And where all those emotions, and again, that brain heart coherence that's going on. When we nourish ourselves well, we tend to entertain better thinking and possibility and probability thinking, rather than this is hopeless, or this isn't going to work for me, or it's not going to work out. We're thinking about what we can do. And what's so great is that Sunrider gives us foods that are specific, especially Conco right now, to be able to support that system so that we can think clearly. And of course, those are the two biggest elimination organs next to the skin. We want all those eliminations to be optimal. Not to mention, in that whole process, we're thinking about reoxygenating, right? And so when we're breathing well and being mindful of our breath, we're also helping those blood cells to be able to adhere to the oxygen molecules more easily, and to be able to diffract the waste product back into the system so that we can eliminate it properly and optimally. And that's kind of what we're doing in the process of just having a good attitude. So there's always good food to improve that attitude, and it's great to recognize. And Sunrider, between my favorite foods, Sunrider, New Plus and Quinery, or in this case, pick your formula. It's so great that they're available for us, and that we have the support. It's very confidence inspiring within ourselves, and to look for the better picture and to paint a brighter picture for ourselves. And that's all part of it. And to add a little more detail to this, I think we're heading back to Cheryl and Matt to be able to elaborate on some of the foods that can support our systems, including our skin too, which is a great indicator of how our health is.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tim. Another fun presentation. That makes doing these so much fun with you guys in it. Now, as we probably know, our skin is our third lung. It breathes. And so whatever we put on our skin is not only going to help the skin breathe, but whatever we put on also goes into our body. So it's really important that the things that we put on our skin, on our hair, any part of our body are healthy and good. And Sunrider makes fantastic skincare. But the one I want to talk about today is our new K-Pure line. One of the reasons is it's good for the whole family. So it's easy to share it with everyone. And Sunrider always does things right. A lot of people, you'll just buy one skincare product to cleanse your skin, but really it's a two-step program, because we have oil-based on the outside, and down deep it's water-based. So we have a two-part cleanser with our K-Pure, and we have our beauty water to it adds to the cleanse, but it actually starts the nourishment. And it's one of my favorite products now. I use it even throughout the day to refresh my makeup. It's great in the summertime if you're warm, to cool you down. It smells so beautiful because it has Turkish rose oil in it. So I like it just for the smell. Anyway, and then we have our hydrating gel. And it's a gel that's really soft and creamy when you put it on your skin, and your skin just glows. So these 4 products are fantastic to keep our skin healthy on the outside. Of course, they're all made with botanicals, all natural, no junk. So when we put them on our skin, we know we're nourishing our skin at the same time. And then our shampoo, oh my gosh, especially our Candescent shampoo. This is the men's favorite for sure, because it has sunbreeze oil in it, or some of the ingredients of sunbreeze oil. And so when you put it on your scalp, you not only feel the deep cleanse that you get, but you actually get a head massage. And so you're getting the circulation going in your head, and your brain just feels like, wow, that was so wonderful. And the salons that I have that use our products use this product all the time. They absolutely love it and get great feedback. And once again, it's nourishing our hair and our hair follicles and keeping everything nice and healthy and full and shiny. And then we have our Candescent Hand and Body Lotion. And if you want to give your whole body a real treat, it's this hand and body lotion. It just truly nourishes the skin, and you can feel it penetrating. And it's made with all botanicals as well. It's totally concentrated, just like everything else. Everything's pH balanced, and you don't even need to go to the spa. You just use these products on a daily basis, and it's like being at the spa every day. Now, Mac, I know you have a couple of favorites in here, and maybe you'd like to share those with everyone.
Well, thank you, Cheryl, and yeah, been great. This has been so much information, you guys. Thank you so much. I think I've shared with you guys before, the first product I was ever introduced to for Sunrider, and this goes back 30 years ago, was Sunbreeze oil. It remains one of my favorites, and the reason we bring this up to you now is it was said before that, again, the lungs actually start with the nose passage and carries down through the body. One of my favorite things to do is just put a little bit of Sunbreeze oil in the palm of my hand, move it around, and just breathe. It is so wonderful. It just opens everything up, and it feels so good. So not only does it help us with our breath and maintaining that breath, but obviously it's a pretty good one for topical application to the body as well, which I certainly love. The other one up here is Top, which again, Metal Element, a lot about is mindset and our mental clarity. And obviously one of the things we want to be able to do is to nourish our central nervous system and our brains. And Top is an incredible product, as Cheryl has mentioned, and Judy too, that super concentrated. It's one of the things that we can use every single day to nourish our central nervous system and our brains in particular. So again, these are just a few of the things that tie in so well with what we've been talking about today. But before we finish things up, I think it's important to talk a little bit about the benefits of a fall or an autumn cleanse. And Dolphin, I know you just got through completing your most current autumn cleanse. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about that, why you think these cleanses are so important, and why people should be considering taking this kind of action as we come into the fall season.
Sure. Thanks, Mac. Yeah, equinoxes are a really great time to decrease our food consumption a bit. The just like the planet's at an equal level of day and night, so it's not super extreme. So springtime and fall are great times to engage in something like a cleanse. My cleanse that I do with people, I don't even really like using the word cleanse, because it only actually addresses one aspect of it. Because if you remember what I talked about with the philosophy of regeneration, in order to have balance, we have to nourish and cleanse. And so even though we are cleansing in the sense that we're starting to decrease some of our table foods through this process, we're still really focused on nourishment and rest. So it just doesn't sound as good as a fall nourish and rest program, right? So people are used to hearing the word cleanse. So that's why I kind of use it that way. But just so people understand that when you're using the Sunrider foods, which I do in this program, you're still really being nourished, even if it's in liquid form. And what I love about the fall cleanse is, like Judy mentioned, is we have just this wonderful bounty of root vegetables. So it's a little different. In the springtime, we're really focused more on the spring greens and light and fresh, and the cooler fruit juices and things like that. In the fall, we really dive more into the warm soups and the root vegetables and the tops of the vegetables, like the beet greens and the Swiss chard and things like that. We still need those good deep green foods just a little different though than more of the spring, the new spring leaves of green. But the focus still is, and the important part is to create to stop maybe a habit, first of all. So, you know, we kind of get into a rut or a routine. I know that was also mentioned. And sometimes we eat our feelings. I loved what Tim talked about as far as the better we eat, the more clear we think and feel. And so this gives us the opportunity to really focus on the mental and emotional body through this process, and how we can just get a little bit more internal, look at our, you know, what's serving us, what isn't serving us, and just taking that time where we're not just kind of mindlessly reaching for something. So it's about mindful eating, getting more alkaline and choosing more alkaline food, which of course, again, is our plant food. Our Sunrider is very alkaline. Our fruits and vegetables, very alkaline, lots of good clean water, things like that. And so I've been doing, as you guys know, I've been doing this a long time. And one of the feedback that quite often comes up is people love the 10 days and they feel great, but then, you know, then they stop and they might keep going for maybe a few days or a few weeks, but, you know, we slowly come back onto maybe those habits because we haven't really anchored in those good habits. So I was really moved this last cleanse to create a new program. So I am creating an 8-week program to supplement after we come off of a cleanse. How do we keep going with good habits as far as diet, and more importantly, with our mental focus, mental clarity, and just making better choices. So this is really like, it's a whole beta experience right now. I'm just kind of developing it as I go, but I'm committed to starting October 11th, which is next week. And we're going to go for 8 weeks. And so stay tuned. I will be giving Mac and everyone more details. I almost had the poster completed, but it's not quite done yet. But regardless, I will be giving more information about what it all entails, and hopefully people will want to join me for this experience and help me with this experiment of just going deeper into some of the things that we kind of touch on in the cleanse, but we don't have as much time to really dive into. So stay tuned and have a beautiful autumn, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Hey, you know, as we kind of bring this to an end, first of all, I want to thank everybody for their contributions to the call today. A lot of interesting things happened in the fall season, certainly. And I just wanted to throw this little slide up here. I saw this today, and here's just some of a few fun ideas of self-care around the season. I think what's really important more than anything too is to realize that all of this is in our hands. It's up to us to take 100% responsibility for our own happiness and our own self-care. And here's just a few things up there that might help everybody to do that. And I guess as we kind of bring the call to a close, I wanted to remind everybody that's looking at this for the first time, please join us on 5 Element Cycle to Wellness as a private Facebook group. That's where we do all the posting of these calls. We're actually going to be doing what I hope is some interesting things here over the next several weeks, not only supporting what we've talked about today, but posting recipes. And one of the things we'll be doing is taking each of the products that we've talked a little bit about today and getting into a deep dive on each of those and providing more detailed information over the period. So again, please join us on the Facebook group, post, share, do whatever on there, but let us know how you're doing in this season. A couple other photos up there here in the United States, at least through the month of October, or as long supplies last. We are running a promotion now where if you buy the face palette and one of the gua sha stones, you get a free free bottle, I should say, of the K Pure cleansing oil. And one last thing I just wanted to throw up here, which I actually threw in this morning, is Sunwriter was just in Allure magazine. Our creamy lipstick was just awarded the #1 lipstick through Allure. So we'll be sharing some more information about that too. Panel, anybody last comments as we head through the autumn call here? Any last thing you guys want to say, people?
I just want to wish everyone a happy fall and winter season. And thanks so much for all that you contributed to the call, everyone. It was awesome.
Likewise. Thank you, Cheryl.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Feel the same way, and really looking forward to what we're going to be doing here over these next several weeks. And again, folks, can't encourage you enough. Please, going back to the Facebook page, get onto that page, look all the time. We're posting new stuff every day. So look forward to a wonderful fall season. And Tim, I saw you put it up. I'm going to do the same thing for those of you.
Boy.
Has a brand new recipe cookbook with a bunch of great recipes for the fall in there as well. So anyway, you guys, thanks so much. Thank you, Cheryl, Dolphin, and Judy, as always. Talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.